morning, everybody. It's Susan, and we are now in the second story of my home, and I want to show you this. This was formerly our guest room, and this room is going to become my new studio. The room measures 8.5 by 12.5, but it also has the benefit not only of walls, but of a good-sized closet. The men came home from work this afternoon and moved all the rest of my furniture upstairs, so it's all here. We had brought up the bookcases earlier, so I already had those, so I've got a few things put away, but as you guys can see, I have a huge mess to deal with. Hi guys, I'm back with the finished space. I'm going to share it with you now, and I think we'll start over here. And this is a bookcase that was in my space downstairs. We've moved it upstairs. I'm going to have to go through this kind of quickly, guys, because I want to get everything in. If I back up and turn around here, you'll see that I have a shelf up there, and I've got some of my current projects, recent projects I've done. That mini book right there is my latest Tim Holtz book that I've been working on, and I want to show you my picture here. It is a hand drawing of a Siberian iris that my sister did and gave to me last winter. It's just been hanging around, and now it has a home. And you come down, and I've got different miscellaneous little things. My little frilly lamp here, my little TV, some candles. And there's my printer's tray, and what I'm going to do with that is we're going to turn that into a drawer underneath my main work area so that I can put charms and buttons and just little whatever I find in there to use on my project. So that's why it's leaning. And then my workspace, look out, I'm trying not to trip over the dog here. My workspace is actually U-shaped. I'll show you here. So I've got lots and lots of counter space that I can use, and I think we'll turn all the way around, and I'll show you the closet first. It's probably the least attractive part of my room, but it's a closet. I can shut the door. And you can see I just have miscellaneous storage. I've got some memorabilia up there, lots of empty containers. Things that I want to keep but I don't necessarily want in the main part of my space. There are my art pencils and my watercolor pencils. This drawer is completely empty. Nothing in that one at all. This drawer holds some fabric flowers. Same with this drawer, more fabric flowers. These are white and my Gerber daisies. And then in this set of four drawers, I have acrylic packaging that I've saved to turn into other things. I have my envelopes here for mini albums and my coffee filters. And in this one I have my paper bags for my paper bag mini albums. And in the top drawer are just miscellaneous things that I've collected for different projects. And on top is the same thing, just little objects I've got that I want to use for altered art. And then up here we have some more empty containers, some trim. This top drawer is art supplies that aren't necessarily scrapbook related. I have my oil pastels and different little odds and ends in there. This is all my acrylic paints, my stains, fabric paints, glass paints. And in the bottom drawer are my garbage bags. I'm a long way from the trash, you guys. So I have my little garbage can up here, and I have to have trash bags so I can empty my trash. Just books, magazines, and same with the bottom. I've got some mailing supplies here, printer supplies, a couple of old books there. I think there's an old atlas and a couple of old music books that I can pull from. Just different things like that. My software is contained in that little black box at the bottom. And then I showed you this before. On the door I have a pantry caddy that's meant for canned goods. I've used it to hold my large spool ribbon. I think it'll work really well. It's handy, but it's out of the way at the same time. And you guys, I spent no money redoing my scrap room. I didn't want to spend any money to do it. I don't really have the money to spend, so I just didn't. I gathered plastic containers and things from around the house that I could use to make this space work. So here I have my set of wire baskets, and I use this a lot when I'm doing projects to store little bits in. And there's my Silhouette digital cutter. This is where my little chest of wood drawers ended up, and you can see I got my YouTube timer up here. We don't want to go over. And in the top drawer, excuse me, I have my alcohol inks, some little ink pads that I don't really use anymore. My blending pads and sponges are in here. And then most of the rest of this cabinet holds my I Am Roses flowers. There's my skeleton leaves, some little flowers there, some roses. And you guys, I'm really going to have a lot of space in this room. Things aren't crushed and crammed together anymore like they were downstairs. Curly roses. And this drawer is all pink gardenias of different colors. And then in the bottom drawer I have my ink sponges. And I don't use these a lot anymore, but they are great for coloring the flowers with, for antiquing the edges of the flowers. I really like them for that. And then my cubby cart, I call this my cubby cart, holds all this stuff up. And here I have pattern paper, both in pads and single sheets. Same with the other end. I have more pattern paper. I have my chipboard and my cardstock in here. But I want to show you guys how I store my paper packs. Let me find one here that I can show you. Here's a good one. This is my K Sarah paper from K & Company. And I've seen people store their pad paper lots of different ways. I happen to like the way I store it. I use the cropper hoppers, and this is the little cropper hopper container here. And I put the whole paper pad in there. And then as I use it, I keep the scraps in a regular gallon Ziploc baggie inside the paper pack, so that when I go to use my paper pack, I don't have to hunt down scraps. I don't have to sort and try to find the right colors or the right scraps that go with the paper pack I'm using. They just all store together in one spot. I really don't make cards, so having my scraps in a different spot to make cards with really isn't something I worry about. So that's how I store mine. Let me get a hold of my camera lens here. Sorry about that. Okay, and a lot of things that I had stored in my cubby cart downstairs have now been moved, so I have a lot of space here that I can expand into later. This basket has my Michaels chipboard books that I've collected and been gifted from various people. This basket is empty. So is this basket. And so is this basket. I need to do some shopping. And this basket holds all of my Tim Holtz grunge paper, shapes, alphabets, numbers, all those are in here together. This basket down here is full of adhesives that aren't necessarily for scrapbooking. I've got my packing tape, some masking tape, some scotch tape, different things like that. This little box here holds most of my photos that I pull from and use the most. And then if we come back up, we'll go back up here to the bookcase. And in this basket in the corner is my scrapbook tapes, my tape runners, my ATG refills, my pop dots, things like that. And then in these plastic containers, I have beads, buttons. The beads I use the most are in this one. And then these two hold charms. And this 3-ring notebook here holds my cling stamps. Up on top I have a little container that holds extra brads. There's my camera tripod. And then the next shelf down, there's my heat tool. And in this basket I have my acrylic blocks. And here I have all my tag supplies. Back here in the back are more little mini album supplies. There's some Kaisercraft wood minis. Here's a couple of 3-ring binder minis, an acrylic mini, a chipboard mini, just little ones that I haven't done up yet. And here's just a couple little notebooks for making notes. This basket holds stuff that I like to use a lot. There is some K & Company ephemera. There's some magnets for closures. There's some fibers there, some hemp, a little bit of Heidi Swap, some cute little brads, and things that I really like. There's my 7 gypsies, there's some tags, ATC size supplies. And then on this side I have more ephemera. I've got some envelopes, postcards, different things that I've picked up in here. Just little ephemera type deals I can use on different projects. Let me get this out of the way. This one holds my small paper packs, my 4.5 by 6.5 paper packs. There's some paper that a friend of mine sent me. My rolls of tickets, an 8 by 8 paper pack. I love the Que Sera paper from K & Company. I've got all 3 sizes, and I just love it. And then this basket holds, there's my vintage bags that Terry just sent me. My Prima Bling is in here. And then if you go this way, there's my bingo book, my Adage tickets, my journal tickets, some type charms, some envelopes that I need to get put into a kit for a friend. Tim Holtz tickets, some grunge paper, things that I tend to reach for and use a lot. I keep on my desktop. And then this is my tool caddy. Obviously I still have it. But look you guys, I don't have 700 pairs of scissors in it anymore. I've taken them out and put them someplace else. I just have my 3 nice pair of scrapbook scissors, my fabric scissors, and 1 pair of junk scissors for cutting things I don't necessarily want to use my good scissors for. And just all the usual tools, sandpapers, jewelry making supplies, some adhesive, some pop dots, rulers, the same things everybody else keeps on their desk.